Every light casts a shadow. But what happens when both decide to fight together? Prologue. When stars trembled, the war had consumed the galaxy. Planets once glowing with life now drifted like silent ashes through the void. The Void King had torn open reality itself, and through that wound, his fortress, the Oblivion Throne, rose like a mountain of broken stars. The Abyss Gate stretched wider every moment, devouring systems whole. Even time bent around it. Ships entered hyperspace and never emerged. Suns flickered and died, their light fading into nothing. But amid this chaos, one spark still burned. At the heart of the human flagship Nova's Edge, Ryan crossed the Eclipse Warrior stood before a massive viewport. His reflection shimmered, half his armor glowing white with divine light, the other half shadowed with void energy. Ryan voiced low. Light. Darkness. They're not enemies anymore. They're my weapons. Behind him stood Arya and Arundel, the last surviving Architect Elder. The crew moved with quiet desperation, each person knowing that this mission might be the galaxy's final stand. Arya. Once we entered the Abyss Gate, there's no retreat. Arundel, then we make sure we don't need one. Ryan gripped his blade that eclipsed Savor its core, flickering between gold and crimson. Ryan, today we end it. Chapter 1. The march of 1,000,000 lights from Mars, from Titan, from the colonies of Vega and Orion, the fleets assembled. Humans, architects, Varkan warriors, Shardborn, and thousands more species that had once fought each other now stood side by side. As the Eclipse Armada ignited its engines, the stars seemed to burn brighter. Fleet Command A. All ships ready. FTL engines synchronized, awaiting Eclipse command. Ryan stood on the command bridge, staring into the endless dark ahead. Ryan, set course for the Abyss Gate. Begin the march. In an instant, hyperspace tore open across the sky, 100,000 streaks of light slicing through darkness. The soundless thunder of war echoed through space as the largest armada in galactic history entered the void. But the moment they emerged, they saw it. The Void Fortress, a monstrous ringworld forged from dead planets, orbiting a black sun. Tendrils of darkness spiraled outward, consuming light, swallowing fleets before they could even fire. Arundel, in awe, by the architects, it's feeding on the universe itself. Ryan's voice cut through the silence. Ryan, then we starve it. Chapter 2. Descent into the abyss. The fleet engaged. Every ship opened fire missiles. Plasma, quantum spears all unleashed at once. The void responded. From the black sun poured void-born legions, living shadows with the strength of stars. Some were shaped like beasts, others like massive humanoid titans made of red lightning. The battle stretched across thousands of kilometers. Ships were swallowed whole. Architect cruisers exploded like dying stars. Inside the chaos, Ryan's strike group dove into the fortress breach. Arya, shouting over comms. Ryan, shields at 40%. The void energy is bending gravity itself. Ryan, hold formation. We cut through. The Eclipse blade glowed in his hand as Ryan launched himself from the ship into open space, his armor thrusters igniting. He slashed through a dozen Voidborn in one movement, the explosion lighting up the void like a miniature sunrise. Arundel, it's beyond the Aegis. You're rewriting the laws of balance itself. Ryan grimly, then let's rewrite destiny. The fortress door shattered, and the team entered the heart of the abyss. Chapter 3. The 6 generals of the void inside. 6 colossal figures awaited the generals of shadow, each a fallen architect turned into darkness incarnate. Their names were etched into legend. Varos, Lithra, Charon, Disole, Nithis, and the Executioner, Brath. Their combined presence distorted reality itself. Varos. We were once your kind, architect of light. We built the stars, and now we unmake them. Ryan. Then you'll die with them. The battle that followed was chaos given form. Arundel unleashed architect lightstorms. Arya piloted the Nova's Edge through the fortress halls, blasting waves of void fire. Ryan took on all 6 generals. He fought with both hands. The Eclipse saber cutting through shadows while his other hand commanded black energy to counter their void attacks. Drath taunting, "You cannot destroy darkness with darkness." Ryan roaring, "I'm not destroying it. I'm controlling it." He thrust the saber into the floor, creating an eclipse burst that disintegrated everything within miles. When the light cleared, the 6 generals were got nothing left but fading echoes. Chapter 4. Duel of the Kings. At the center of the fortress, the Void King sat upon his throne of dying suns. His form towered above, his eyes 2 red spirals consuming everything. Void King, you've come far, child of balance. Tell me, how does it feel to kill gods? Ryan, I'll let you know when I'm done with you. The Void King rose his presence alone, causing the space around them to collapse into oblivion. He raised his staff, formed from the remains of destroyed galaxies. The final battle began. Their first clash shattered moons. Their second tore the fortress apart. Every hit created ripples through the universe itself. Void King, you fight to protect what will always fade. Life, light, love, all end. Ryan, and that's what makes him worth fighting for. Ryan struck the Void King through the chest, but the creature only laughed as his body dissolved into mist. Dark energy surged, pouring into Ryan. Void King echoing, "You can't kill the Void, Ryan, because the Void is you." Ryan screamed as darkness consumed him, his light flickering. His armor cracked. His heart slowed. Chapter 5. Arya's last command on the Nova's Edge. Arya watched in horror as Ryan's life signal dropped. Arya, he's losing control. The Void's winning. The Aegis core cannon was redepowered by the combined energy of the remaining fleets, but firing it would vaporize everything within light years, including Ryan. Arundel, if we fire that cannon, we end the war, but we end him too. Arya, he'd do the same for us. Her eyes filled with tears as she entered the final command code. Arya whispering, "I'm sorry, Ryan." The cannon fired. A colossal beam of light struck the fortress, splitting it in half, vaporizing Void legions and piercing straight through the Void King. Then, everything went silent. Chapter 6. The eclipse within, inside the blinding light. Ryan drifted, half his body burned away, half covered in void corruption. He saw flashes. Arya's smile. Mars, humanity's first step on the red planet. The faces of every soldier who'd believed in him. And then, he heard a voice, the first architect, echoing softly. "Voice, you were never meant to destroy darkness, only to balance it." Ryan let go of the pain, let go of fear. The darkness stopped fighting him. It merged. Light and shadow intertwined, becoming one. The Eclipse core ignited in his chest. A cosmic explosion followed, not of destruction, but renewal. The Void fortress crumbled into dust. The Abyss Gate collapsed, and from its remains, light returned to the stars. Chapter 7. The Dawn. After eternity, weeks later, Mars glowed under a peaceful sun again. The war was over. The stars shone brighter, the silence of victory almost sacred. Arya stood on the red dunes, staring at the horizon, where a faint streak of gold shimmered in the sky. Arya softly, "I wish you could see this, Ryan." Behind her, a warm wind rose. She turned. He was there. Ryan stood alive, his armor dim but his eyes glowing with calm light. "Ryan, I did see it. Every moment. Every moment. Every soul that fought." "Arya, you merged with the Aegis, didn't you?" "Ryan, I became something else. Not light, not dark, just balance." He looked up at the sky, the stars reborn from the ashes of war. "Ryan, the Eclipse War is over. but something's waking beyond it. The architects are stirring again. Arya smiled faintly, tears in her eyes. Arya. Then we face it together. Ryan extended his hand. Ryan, always. The camera or cinematic shot pans up, revealing the galaxy slowly healing, the stars realigning into new constellations. But deep in the far edge of space, a faint red pulse flickered again. The war had ended, but the story of the cosmos was far from over.